Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm very fine, sir. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm extremely good. Extremely good. When I face some international personality like you,
Oh,
I get really delighted.
oh, thanks a lot, sir. Thank you so much for taking out time. Hello and welcome to WGF iTalks. Today I am in talk with Dr. Akhilesh Kumar from India. He is the Vice Chancellor of Al-Karim University, India. We will learn about what Dr. Kumar has been doing, what are his thoughts and his philosophies, and what lies ahead in his life through a session of questions and answers. Hello, sir. How are you?
Yes, thank you. A very good afternoon to you, ma'am. I'm extremely, happy today to have this very important key discussion with you on Indian and international issues, and with some of your questions coming from your side. Definitely, I would like to share my, expertise and knowledge on all those things. And I'm sure it will be helpful to the society, to the governance, and the people in general.
Definitely, sir. Very good afternoon. Yeah. Let's start with the question straight. I would try to explore for our viewers several colors of your professional life. I would slightly touch upon your personal life and future aspirations too. So first of all, kindly introduce yourself.
Being Akhilesh Kumar is not sufficient unless I add the value chain on my personal introduction. I remember, I will go a little bit into the history, how I could really achieve number of milestones in the life, and today I'm here. Ma'am, I remember that when I was child, my father used to tell me that, in the village life, things were very difficult, very complex to learn something, new happening around in the world.
Right.
So he advised me that, okay, I'll give you one Hindi newspaper,
Okay.
read it every day, try to translate it into English, and then you talk to me. I will ask you some questions, as Hasina ma'am is asking me today. So, similar practice he did when I was a child. But I remember that by the time I was in the high school, I became so passionate about certain things, particularly technology. That is really in my DNA. My father said that if you really attain the skills, knowledge about the technology prevailing, because this is ultimately the one thing which creates the entire world for their well-being, for their maintaining a better lifestyle, for getting better education, for better governance, means everything, and including, serving the society.
Sure.
So I put myself on that particular track, and, I remember that I was son of very poor father. My parents were not having so much of money to teach me in some good institution. So I appeared, in the entrance of a few IITs, RITs in India. So I got selected at IIT Varanasi and IIT Kanpur.
Wow.
So Varanasi, provided me this opportunity. But again, the question was that I needed 250 rupees to take the admission.
Oh.
My father said, what to do, right? He said, don't worry, boy, I will arrange it. He sold his buffalo, few trees, and he organized somehow 250 rupees for my admission. Then I went to Varanasi and took the admission. But again, during my further journey, I stood in number of, meritorious students ranking, particularly in the first semester. Wow. I was number 1 in electrical engineering.
Wow.
In the first semester itself, director said, you have not paid the fees. I said, what to do now? Shall I go back? He said, okay, we will provide you some scholarship, but at the same time, all the things are not possible. So he proposed me that do one thing, you teach some poorer sections of the society, their children, right?
Okay.
And if you do that, the government will be definitely obliged to provide you the sufficient money.
Okay.
And it will cover your tuition fees and other things.
Right.
And so I did.
Oh.
And I finished my entire 4 years. And even the final year, I was the number 1 in the All India ranking.
Wonderful.
In electrical engineering.
Okay.
And thereafter, I never looked back, ma'am. I never looked back. My parents were very happy. They said, well done, boy. And then I got campus selected.
Okay.
To one of the biggest organizations, particularly in the field of telecommunication, Northern Radio Corporation. And thereafter, I worked with British Telecom, then I worked with Intel Corporation, then Duke Energies, all are top-notch, number 1 in their respective fields.
Right.
They are the true multinational companies.
Yes.
In between, I did extremely good. As far as the performance was concerned in Northern Radio Corporation, the president called me and said that to become CEO of any organization, if you finish your MBA, I think it will be better. I said, wow, I'm getting some good opportunity. And he said that's good, right?
Yes.
Go and finish it from either Harvard Business School or MIT Sloan School of Management. Then I opted for MIT Sloan School of Management, that is also second best in the world.
Right.
And again, I came back and I started serving that particular organization, right? Okay. But my MBA result was, again, it was very satisfactory in the operations management. So that time in 80s, the economic condition of the United States, it was very bad, right?
Right.
I got the opportunity. I'll talk later on about my guru, Peter Drucker, and the President Reagan. They invited me for very comprehensive research, which I did. And I never looked back. Then I finished my PhD also in 1989.
Okay.
And then on his advice, means Peter Drucker's advice, I shifted from corporate world to the academic world.
Okay.
At MIT Sloan School of Management, that is, I was also teaching at MIT Boston.
Oh.
And thereafter, I was their professor up to 2018.
All right.
in between, I used to come, to India to share my knowledge in some of the IITs, some of the IIMs, some other
Great.
institution, mediocre institution. I have helped many, students, those who were not having money. So I guided them how to really achieve the different milestone,
Lovely.
ahead,
Okay.
according to their core competency. And people are still sending me the mail, sir, I'm here, I'm doing extremely good. It really delights me, man.
Yes,
Delights
sir.
me.
Yes, sir. I'm sure. Yes.
And this I couldn't have achieved simply because by telling that Akhilesh Kumar is, as a person, he is qualified because I proved my credential.
Definitely.
I proved my credential as a true leader,
Right.
as a true strategist in the field of corporate, business world, and academics.
Yes, sir.
And so today, I'm back to India. I'm Vice Chancellor of Al-Karim University.
Yes.
This is primarily the medical university
Okay.
where MBBS and, doctorate of medicine,
Okay.
all such courses are being conducted. Apart from this university also has that School of Pharmacy, School of Nursing, School
Okay.
of Paramedical Sciences,
Nice.
School of Information Technology, a number of other courses also we are coming very shortly.
Great.
Ma'am,
Yes.
here I would like to point out one thing, that why I have chosen this particular university as a true leader.
Okay.
I found that this is in the very backward area. This particular university is situated in the very backward area again.
Yes.
And wherever there is a challenge, I try to grab it.
Great.
So here the challenge was the people, those who were in the village area were not getting the right treatment earlier. They used to go to the doctors, clinics and other things.
Right.
And, they used to pay a lot of money, but still not getting the proper treatment, not getting cured. So the health problem was the biggest problem here. So I took this particular issue
Okay.
of, that is the health problem, health issue. And I drafted a policy that how to really help these downtrodden people, those who are not having money. So we, increase the bed capacity. There is now 800 plus bed capacity hospital.
Wow. Okay.
Then free food, free medicine, free treatment, free, minor operations.
Okay.
Now you think about including our ICU also, there's a lot of subsidy available.
Oh.
So people said that this is now, every day I see there's a lot of rush of the patients. They come from all over Bihar, and particularly this, Simanchal area, Koshi area of Bihar, that is very backward area. So people enjoying this, health into the true productive health services of our university, our hospital, our facilities.
Great, sir.
And of course, as a person, number of other milestones which I achieved in my life, I did a lot of research work in different fields.
Right, sir.
And I believe that, yes, the world is enjoying my research, which down the line, if I get time, I shall share with you.
Yes, please.
So this was my submission for your first query.
Oh, thanks a lot, sir. Thank you so much. It's so good to know about all this in details. So, sir, you have been associated with so many national and international initiatives of high excellence. It's difficult for me to choose from where to start. However, being a young entrepreneur myself, I have been dealing with management in various capacities and aspects, be it my organization, my teams, my work, my clients, or the various platforms of excellence One Growth Forums have created. So I am going to ask you a lot on management, please. To start with, I will ask you on something which has impressed me immensely. Please share about your association and experience with Mr. Peter Drucker, the father of modern management.
Oh, come on. I'm truly excited. I'm truly excited, ma'am.
I'm sure, yeah.
And definitely, I would have shared it later on. But since you asked the second question, you know, when I finished my Master of Business Administration, I was quite young and definitely being a hardcore technocrat, I did very, let's talk about that very comprehensive research on operations management, particularly in the field of manufacturing, right?
Yes, sir.
The economic condition of the United States was very bad. Japanese, they captured the entire market of the United States. So whatever dollars they used to earn, they never reinvested, the dollars again for the improvement of US economy. They used to take it to Japan, right? Now, this was the biggest worry for the President of America at that time, Ronald Reagan.
Okay.
Now, Peter Drucker was called by the President Reagan that, look, Professor, I want to improve the economy of United States. Can you guide?
Awesome.
He said it is a very complex, very challenging task, but definitely, I will try. The very first thing under his chairmanship, what he did, that he selected 6 top students of United States from the different fields, right? For the different assignments to carry out the research.
Okay.
I was given the education and the manufacturing, rather the universities and the manufacturing field, which is in fact the link between the economy and sustainability, right?
Yes, sir.
So he interviewed me. I said, okay, I will take up this challenge, sir. I will take up this challenge.
Great.
And he gave me this opportunity. He said that 9 months are given to you. Carry out the research in the manufacturing sector. Carry out the research in the universities, that why there is a dealing between the corporate world and the universities or in the institution. And so we are not able to really improve our economy. I said, I will give you the best. Then I started with the corporate world. I went to General Motors, I went to Intel, I went to number of other, even the small organizations at Silicon Valley, how they are growing, right? So finally we found that, the basic problem, which was not adding value to the educational productivity, and it was simply the human resource. Simply the human resource. Now you might be thinking, what is this human resource coming here? Now human resource there, that, the people were passing out from the institutions, right?
Yeah.
But they were not made accountable to participate in the corporate world, not having the proper skills or knowledge to join the organization and improve the productivity and take their products to the rest of the world.
Okay.
So I asked Peter Drucker that constitute a committee of educationists and the business leaders together. So he did it. And thereafter, what I drafted, that human resource is the one fundamental problem where two things were missing link. One missing link was they were not being skilled properly by the universities.
Okay.
Second thing was there is no, deep sense of competitiveness.
Okay.
I think you understand me what I say.
Yes. Yes. Sir.
No skills,
Mm-hmm.
no competitiveness, definitely.
Okay.
And so the economy was plunging down.
Mm-hmm.
And so Japanese were taking the benefit of this because Japanese products are always the quality product. So people liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on this, I drafted a policy that what should be the educational policy of the United States.
Okay.
And for the business world, how they can acquire this skilled and trained manpower directly from the universities and the institution to run their organizations, right?
Yes.
To create the value chain between that particular organization, that university, the society, and the economy of the country, ultimately.
Okay.
So Peter Drucker, he said that, okay, fine. I handed over my entire project report to him, a research report to him. And then he said, I want to crash test. So I said, okay, fine. So I crash tested this policy at Silicon Valley. Where small, huts. People were producing that, electronic products, some semiconductor products and other things, and they were supplying to the bigger companies, and they were earning good money. So when I met the people at Silicon Valley, I rather explained entirely about what this policy is and how you can take the benefit out of this.
Okay.
So accordingly, I trained them, right? How you can proceed further, because training, motivation, innovation, all these things are very, very important.
Right.
So for that, we did not charge anything. Ultimately, it was going, to add the value to the economy.
Okay.
So Silicon Valley people said that after 7 months of implementing this particular policy there, and the tools and techniques, what we provided to them, in just 7 months, the turnover and the productivity which they achieved, they were surprised that in 2 years also we were not able to achieve.
Wow.
Right?
Great.
Then finally, I was, I became very complacent. I said that now this policy I handed over to Peter Drucker. He went to the President Reagan and discussed about it, right?
Okay.
And he patted me a lot, right?
Yes.
And
you deserve,
he,
yes.
in fact, he impressed me so much. He said that, look, you have to finish the PhD. And I want you to see in the academics. I said, oh, come on. This will be really. But anyhow, down the line, I opted for PhD. And that particular time, it was passed in the Senate of America, this particular corporate policy, education policy. And this particular policy, President Reagan offered to the nation that, look, I'm going to make a complete turnaround and new economic order for the United States.
Lovely.
So please vote me, select me at least once.
Wow.
Give me one more mandate. And he got the second mandate, man. Lovely. He got the second mandate with a triumphant victory.
Wow.
And it was passed in the Senate. And then I was also called. I was also called by President Reagan along with Peter Drucker, and a number of others, shooting photographs and a lot of dinners.
Wow.
And the life I saw there in White House, my goodness,
Wow.
I remember life long back. And since you discussed about this, so I feel like to talk, much more beyond these boundaries on this particular topic. How could I shift it from the business world to the academics under the umbrella of Peter Drucker?
So nice to know about all this, sir. Yes. Sir, you have been a pioneer in your field of work and have been instrumental in several ingenious introductions in the industry. Please share about your work and how you introduced intelligent monitoring for corporate sectors, organizations in manufacturing and services, projects and consultancy, research and innovation, including governance.
You see, intelligent monitoring system was introduced by me when I was in British Telecom.
Okay.
Now, British Telecom was, called by government of Libya, a small country, you must have heard,
Yes.
that we want to put a wide network of telecommunication, right? Where the telephone facilities should be available to everybody in the country, right?
Yes.
And other facilities also should be provided by British Telecom. British Telecom being the number one, telephone exchange manufacturing, or the technical term, what we call switching device, right?
Right.
So, they discussed with the government people, and the entire contract was, it went into the favor of British Telecom that, okay, come on, you take the entire contract.
Okay.
You train our people, supply your equipment, install it, you run it, mind my words, you run it,
okay,
and you have to provide the services, right?
Great.
Means the government of Libya was very happy. Now, in the meantime, there is another organization based in United Kingdom, that is Rackle,
Okay.
based at Southampton.
Okay.
Now, this company was watching the entire move. That if British Telecom can do all these things, we can do it in a better way with a better proposal.
Okay.
Now, they approached the government of Libya and said, we can provide you everything better than what British Telecom has provided. Anyhow, they got the opportunity to discuss primarily what they could do for Libya. So, what these people did, that one man from human resource, one man from marketing, one man from quality control, one man from R&D, one man from supply chain, and one person from operations or production. Okay. Right? Formed a team and sent to Libya. Okay. And asked them to carry out the sampling and bring the data. Oh. Now, data which British Telecom did not do in this way. British Telecom said that, look, we are the leader in this world, so nobody can defeat us. Whatever we will produce, we will sell. Right. Raquel said, we can change the history. We can create a new future. Right. Provided if you offer us the opportunity. So the team of these 6 people, they collected the data, discussed with the top officials that what should be the next step. Okay. They took the date and time with the government and said, okay, we are here for the final discussion. Now, what these people say the difference, man, this is called intelligently monitoring the system of marketing, sales, technology, quality, the customer satisfaction and the government satisfaction, everything, and the public well-being. They said, we will open the plant in your country itself. Number one. Number two, we will train your people to run the plant and carry out the entire network themselves.
Okay.
Third point, when they will get the salary, they will improve their lifestyle.
Oh. Okay.
And when these three things will happen, the economy of Libya will get a new dimension.
Definitely.
Right?
Right, sir.
This, oh my goodness, this is truly a social cause. Truly a social issue, which these people, they have, provided us. So the importance of intelligent monitoring is that you, apart from the normal marketing guys, you must induct for this type of important deals. Even inside the plant itself, there has to be a cross-functional meeting that how to produce a particular product.
Right.
Right?
Right, sir.
So, government of Libya shifted its stand from British Telecom to Raquel, and Raquel won the race. Raquel won the race because they have helped the people to improve their lifestyle.
Yes.
Right? Now, this was that time people were, having that monopolistic view that whatever we are producing, the big companies, nobody can snatch the market from us. But this small company, which was simply into air-to-ground communication equipments, took the entire deal.
Right.
And thereafter, Raquel never looked back.
Wow.
They started coming up with all innovative products.
Great.
Truly the change master, the true innovator, and true motivator for the people.
Lovely.
I'm passionate about this. I learned certain things, and then I wrote a note in the leading magazines that what intelligent monitoring system is.
Okay.
And people started following it.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing,
Yes.
sir. Yes. So good. So please let me ask you about how did you come to introduce for the first time and offer to the world that the objective profiling and preparation in any stream must be done on the basis of data collected by groups of persons from external sources by researching the specific needs of futuristic base, which will be parts of the future business explorations.
Data is the one which makes a person billionaire, or data is the one which makes a person a beggar. So that was, in my mind, how to use this data for the purpose of better productivity and the better lifestyle of the consumers. I'm going up to the very end results, right?
Okay.
Including the role of the governance here.
Mhm.
Now, what I'm talking that when you said futuristic best, right?
Yes.
Now, particularly after 90s,
Mhm.
things are changing very fast.
Mhm.
Things are changing so fast that by the time you purchase a product, go to a shop, purchase a product, after 3, 4, or 6 months, you'll find that the same company has come up
Mm.
in the same price with a better product with all new features into it,
Right.
right?
Yes, sir.
So a company has to be a very forward-thinking organization.
Mm.
Similarly, the government has to be, a forward-thinking government. If these two things, if they become forward thinkers, automatically the impact goes on to the consumers or to the members of the society. They will start thinking because they will also start believing in change, believing in innovation, that something new, is happening in this world. So let's be an integral part of this.
Right.
So I said, anything which you produce, futuristic based.
Okay.
Now the world, you must have measured that the long-term strategy and the short-term strategy.
Mhm.
Now the long-term strategy itself is now more or less about 3 years.
That's right.
And the short-term, it's around maximum, 1.5 years or so.
Mhm.
If everything goes normal in your organization, your product, your government,
Mhm.
right?
Yes, sir.
And people take the advantage of that.
Yes.
So the data integration has become very important
Mhm.
at this particular point to make it happen, right?
Yes.
Now, how to make it happen is the one which I did particularly when I was in the Intel Corporation,
Okay.
right? Things were changing very fast. And if you remember, in 1997, there is a small company of Philippines or something of this country,
Mm.
advanced micro devices.
Okay.
Oh, when I was looking at you, suddenly it came to my mind. No, advanced micro devices. You see, it is a small company. They also started manufacturing the different type of processors for the, laptops and for your desktop,
Okay.
and for other purposes.
Mhm.
But even though the Intel Corporation, being the number one silicon-based manufacturer
Mhm.
in this world, they were the leaders. In between, what happened that suddenly there was a twist.
Okay.
There was a king effect in the business of Intel Corporation.
Mhm.
King effect means, what is king? It is just like a torque. Just say, for example, you switch on a generator,
Mm.
right? So at first, it comes up with a heavy torque,
Mm.
and it generates higher energy, higher current, value.
Mhm.
And that particular time, if some of the equipments are not safeguarded properly, it might get destroyed,
Right.
right?
Right.
So it's the curve nobody has come up in this world.
Mm.
So this king effect into management I introduced.
Oh, wow.
So this king effect happened in Intel Corporation,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
And Intel could not bother much for the customers or for the OEMs. They said that, look, we are the leader in this world. Again, same monopolistic view. So whatever we produce, we'll sell it. People will purchase from us, right? Now, advanced micro devices, another small company, like what I talked earlier about Telecom and Oracle. Now, this company, advanced micro devices, came up with a Pentium 3 processor, which was faster than the Intel Pentium 3 and at a lower cost than the Pentium 3 of Intel, and people started liking it. Its uses were very good.
Okay.
There was a huge, and cry in the boardroom of Intel that now what is to be done? Then that was the period they started, the data collection.
Okay.
How to really collect the data. What is the requirement of this particular region, that particular segment of the industry, this particular manufacturer, this governance, society, educational institutions, and people like us, right?
Right.
They found things were changing very fast. So it's our mistake. They realized that we have made this situation a complex situation ourselves because we could not monitor the market properly to align data, what people they want there, right?
Okay.
So the data collection they carried out, and on the basis of that data, whatever, dissemination, then the type of information they created, the analysis they did, and sort of decisions they took. And thereafter, ma'am, they never looked back, even though it was 1 year, a big loss to a company like Intel. They never looked back, and thereafter, that new type of, desktop and laptop processors, they started producing. They said that every 6 months, we will be ready for 2 processors.
Okay.
Huge thing in this world, let me tell you very clearly. Now, apart from that, they entered into the warfare processes, security processes, which that advanced micro devices were not able to really enter into. Okay.
Yes.
So they offered this advantage to Intel to search the new ways and means to create the futuristic base on the basis of this data collection to really and qualify in the market.
All right.
So the value of data. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Good. Sir, sharing memories is an integral part of our chat under WGF iTalks. It brings novel perceptions and moments of inspiration for all our viewers. Please share about your journey from IIT Varanasi to MIT, United States. What were the thoughts, aspirations, and dreams of young Akhilesh Kumar when he took his first step on the land of United States about 4 decades earlier?
That's right. That's right, ma'am. People talk, history repeats. But I believe we have to create a new history. That's what I learned from my father.
Okay.
You create the history yourself. What you follow, what others they have done. Read, get the inspiration, but whatever things to be done, you create yourself. So that creativity, he, put it in my mind that if you are a good creator, you can win and qualify anywhere in this world.
That's true.
Young child coming from a village, passing out from IIT Varanasi, landing at Florida, and something really very astonishing that I could adjust myself that time, right?
Right.
With that, a sort of new cultural change was there. The lifestyle was entirely different.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Working style was entirely different. So slowly and steadily, I put myself that I should try to prove my credential into the performance.
Right.
My credential into the performance. And if I become the performance driven, I think everybody will adopt me. Right?
Right.
So there I was first given the opportunity to work in their research and development lab.
Okay.
I also worked in the quality control. I also worked finally in their production department to produce the quality product, right?
Right, sir.
And that was the one thing when, as Akhilesh Kumar was growing slowly and steadily to understand that, versatility of the global citizens in that particular campus of Northern Radio Corporation, it was something I was flying sky high.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And not only that, thereafter, people started advising me that you do this way, it will be better, you do that way, it will be better. And I always gathered this data that time, what is the best thing which I could really put myself into that. And so for further improvement of my academics, qualifications, meeting people like Dr. Regan, and many other global personalities that time, and then working, as senior vice president, come CEO of a company like Intel Corporation. Don't you feel that it was my greatest achievement when I introduced one of the best supply chain management at Boeing in the United States?
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah.
I did it, ma'am. Nobody could. No other citizens of any other country. But this small boy, small citizen of India has proved that we can provide you the advanced supply chain management in the manufacturing or for producing the aircraft in Boeing, because another company, Airbus, taking over the major market share of Boeing. Henceforth, I, along with some of my, students, I always took, our students, they, in the front, that you have to do it, I will guide you.
Nice.
And that's how they did it. Even one of my students became CEO of Boeing from the same group.
Wow.
Because they proved their credential, ma'am. They proved their credential. And that was the futuristic base. If you understand about the technology, right? And you know that what may be the new market demand, new market factors and the sort of governance coming, then you can definitely serve the customers, serve the society and the people.
Absolutely.
And so young Akhilesh Kumar proved myself in this way. That is by virtue of my performance.
Lovely.
by virtue of commitment, by virtue of my very strategic decisions.
Super.
Definitely, I became a good leader.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Please share about MIT and Sloan School of Management, United States. You have done your MBA and PhD from MIT, United States. What were your subject and focus, and how was your experience?
You know that MIT Boston is the #1 engineering institution of the world. And MIT Sloan, of course, Harvard Business School, there also I taught. And MIT Sloan School of Management, you know, it was the second best, but their ranking sometimes goes to between 1 to 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3,
Right.
something like that, right?
Yes.
So I joined MBA, I could have joined MTech. As you know, my president at Northern Radio Corporation advised me that those who finish their, you know, masters in business administration, normally they are becoming the, you know, CEO of multinational group.
Right.
So I decided to go for that, and I joined Sloan. My specialization was operations management and decision science, and you know, my research again there also, it was manufacturing and supply chain management.
Yeah.
And similar thing, you know, I carried forward for my PhD when all these courses are my full-time courses.
Okay.
So there, my topic was based on manufacturing and economy.
Okay.
Manufacturing economy, because the research which I did under the chairmanship of Peter Drucker, I thought that I will take it, you know, a little bit towards the advanced level in my PhD program.
Okay.
And so I enjoyed it, and I think yes, operations, manufacturing, supply chain, strategic leadership, and then now transformation. How can it transform the national economy?
Okay.
So all these things I learned at MIT Sloan.
Oh, great. Sir, I would ask you a cliched question, but I feel it's forever relevant as long as we wish to excel and do better than the past in our educational system. You have experienced the educational systems of both the United States and India, the educational systems of both IIT and MIT. So, actually, you have been associated with excellent national and international educational institutes. I would name a few top ones: Cambridge, USA, Harvard Business School, USA, Chancellor, India, University of Stirling, Scotland, University of Huddersfield, UK, University of Connecticut, USA, and there are many more. My question is, how can we improve our educational system in India to bring it at par with the good and positive international standards?
It's not very complex, but it's not very easy. To improve our Indian educational system, whether it is in engineering, whether it is in medical science, whether in management, law, anywhere, even in humanities. Nowadays, there is no dearth of, you know, people ask for a job. There is no dearth of a job anywhere. If you ask me, if you deserve that, yes, I can do it, then you try for doing that. And if you succeed, you say, wow, I can lead it. And if you lead it, you are the winner. So in India, the educational systems need to be, now multidisciplinary, right?
Right.
That is, core of my heart. People should introduce deeply multidisciplinary program. For example, here in our medical, we have the medical courses, but here we teach sociology, we teach economics. Can you imagine? So that people should understand the social value, the economic value of well-being, right?
Yes.
It is not that simply you open a clinic, earn the money, and people will talk about that, oh, he's a big doctor. No. Now the time has come that apart from your skill and knowledge, how will you satisfy the local people, the regional people, the state governments, the central government, and thereafter the educational impacts. Now, educational impacts comes out in the ways of that if you set the proper objective. So now the education in India should be, number one, objective-based education.
Okay.
Right? Number two, multidisciplinary programs, as I quoted. Right?
Right.
Number three, people should be trained to understand the economic value, right?
Right.
Or economic rating of the people and the government, where, as an expert, I can create, or you can create a value chain, maybe bottom up or top down. Somewhere, as per your core competency, you will be adding value to the country. Right? And the fourth one is that India needs good teachers. Now, this is one issue which government is trying, people are trying, and we are also training, huge population of teachers to really join such good institutions to impart that value education. Value education is one where you get the true value. Now, what was the value? What I said as a number one point, because you set the objective that this particular calendar, if 50 students are passing out from this particular institution, right?
Yeah.
Then what is the exact requirement in the external market? So that research you have to carry out yourself as a faculty, right?
Right.
And this is the missing link. So faculty must carry out the research in the external world that what are the requirements in the manufacturing sector, in services sector, for the local administration, in the medical science, in the pharmaceutical areas, in the governance sector. So one can participate. So form the groups. Form the groups of such people, right? For example, 5 groups of 10 each for 5 different objectives according to their merits.
Okay.
You prepare them and ask them to join the mainstream. Wow, I'm telling you, this is the one I practiced when the government of Romania called me that We want to improve our economy, but our educational system is not supporting us.
Oh.
So I want that India, at least now, with such a massive, population,
Mm-hmm.
diverse areas, we should make it truly inclusive for the external world to say, wow, we have done it.
Sure, sir. So good.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Very nice answer.
Thank you.
Yeah, you elaborated. Thank you so much. You hold a rich experience of about 4 decades in the management and educational sectors. You have taught management at Sloan School of Management and Harvard Business School. You have also worked at the top positions of British Telecom and Intel Corp USA. You are still highly active and continue to leave footprints which others are eager to follow. What inspires Dr. Akhilesh Kumar to keep on keeping on?
Very good. Very good, ma'am. The answer is very small. Let me share you that by understanding the first part of your question,
Mm-hmm.
only one thing inspires me, that there is a tremendous amount of challenges available in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go and practice how to really adopt these challenges and convert them into opportunities.
Wow. Your industrial and academic achievements and contributions, especially in the United States and generally worldwide, have been extraordinary. You have submitted 17 international papers and 3 national papers. However, with all your high-level engagements and busyness, you have always taken out time to be connected with students, culture, and society. Your research and leadership roles have always been recognized at the international level. What do you think is left to be done at the personal and professional levels?
The world is having enormous amount of data available, what I said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you enter into one particular area,
Mm-hmm.
you will find, things are exploring like anything. Now, what do you have to do? You have to just collect the quantum of data from these areas.
Mm-hmm.
So as Akhilesh Kumar, why I'm not tired of, now everybody has gone from the office, but still I'm sitting with Hasina ma'am to discuss
Lovely.
something very productive,
Lovely.
right?
Yes, sir.
Why? Because I want that if I could share something good with you and with the country and with the people and the world, I think people will definitely applaud it.
Yeah.
Now here, getting into such things that I'm still active, right?
Yes.
I'm still active because I found that still there are tremendous gaps available in different areas.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who will bridge the gap? Is it the government? Is it the business world? Is it the professors, accountants, doctors, engineers? Who? After all, we together, we have to definitely justify we have to build that core competency right from the beginning.
Right.
That this is my area and I can give something better in this area to the country.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So thinking that into mind, I keep myself always busy in exploring the new heights so that we can bridge the gap. Particularly, I'm very conscious about the, creating that linkage between the government, academia, and the business world. Maybe filled 1 or 2, but if we achieve this, I think we will achieve thousands of milestones ahead for our countries, for the government, and for all of us to see that, yes, India is growing, growing, growing. growing.
Wonderful.
So that might we have to generate. And I'm inspired by that because I'm a true transformer.
Lovely.
As a strategic leader, so I did practice so far leadership that is only for the transformation. And India needs now that.
Right, sir. Right. Thank you so much. Thank you. And please also share about Al-Karim University and your role at the university.
Well, Al-Karim University, it was started in 1987
Okay.
as a medical college, that is Katihar Medical College,
Oh,
running that MBBS, MD and other programs.
okay.
But 3 years back, the Chancellor of this university thought about to convert this Katihar Medical College along with some more, institutions under this campus. This has a big campus.
Okay.
So, form an university for the people of this deprived areas. I call it. Very poor people are there. Let me tell you very clearly. Very poor people are there. They are not having such facilities that they can go and stay in Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, and other places. So apart from that, the hospital which they have constructed here, now it is 800 plus beds hospital, some 30 plus ICUs.
Oh, wow.
And lot of other facilities, complete operations facilities, OPDs facilities. Huge pool of doctors available in the different specializations.
Okay, great.
So this university had started also School of Pharmacy, School of Nursing, School of Paramedical Sciences, School of Information Technology and Management, and further we are trying to add.
Okay.
So the university is known. Let me tell you very clearly that in Bihar, if you compare with all even the government universities, Al-Karim University is the number one.
Wow.
As on the date. So we are trying to compete on the national level now.
Lovely.
Right? By training our faculty, particularly the doctors and other people.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Take the, we are asking them that be research oriented.
Okay.
Create that value out of the technology available in this world. Right? We are calling the experts from the different areas.
Okay.
From India, and also shortly we are starting a good linkage with some international medical college.
Wow.
So that the university proves in this particular area a true employability creator.
Lovely.
So, and we have the students coming from across the areas.
Okay.
People from Kerala, Mumbai, Karnataka, West Bengal, Assam, from everywhere, Haryana, Rajasthan, everywhere the students are here.
Okay.
So the university is growing and we have truly helped the local people to get the best treatment, right?
Okay.
Number of things we have made it free, like I said, free food if you are admitted, minor operations, free, ICU on a very subsidized rate,
all right.
All the medicines are free. Now what else you require? So people are happy, people are very happy.
Okay.
And fortunately our Chancellor, he is Member of Parliament, Dr. Ashfaq.
Okay.
So, he is always a person on the ground, and he thinks about the value creation and serving the people.
Oh,
So I'm also inspired by him, and I believe that yes, apart from getting inspired by him, I'm taking all such informations through Hasina ma'am to the rest of the world.
oh, thank you so much. Definitely, sir.
I'm
Thank
really
you
thankful
so
to
much.
WGF.
Thank you, sir. Yes, and we are thankful to you. Thank you so much. You're sharing, such valued information, which people really look forward to know, learn, and get inspired from. Thank you. Sir, I will just touch upon your private life without intruding. Who all are in your family? Given a choice, would you like to dedicate your time to your family or continue your outstanding work at the national and international levels?
Well, ma'am, time is such a precious factor. Uh, Definitely, I have to keep work-life balance. So my wife is always helping and supporting me. My son, he is always supporting me. My daughter-in-law is always supporting me. My small two grandies,
Oh,
they are all supporting me. So I am here. I'm physically fit.
very sweet.
I'm physically fit to share for a few more years, you can say, a number of things to the people and to the governments. And secondly, that apart from this, I have chosen the education sector or university or institution.
Mhm.
If through this people are able to create the core values, they can achieve, whatever they wish, or they can ride the ladders of their success.
Right. Thank you. So please share your message for students, professors, entrepreneurs, and people in general who look up to you as their role model.
My message to all such communities, whether it is group of professors, students, even the social workers, people, the government officers, everybody, that be passionate.
Mhm.
Be passionate about doing the things, right?
Right, sir.
Be passionate, you can become a good leader. You cannot capture the entire world. You cannot capture the entire, areas of India. But if you are able to prove your might in one or two areas, I think that is enough. You have done it and you contributed. So for the students and for the professors, particularly I say that be forward thinkers, search for new things going to happen in this world, put them into your curriculum, train your students accordingly. And the students particularly, I would like to convey my very strong message that until and unless you have strength generated in you from other areas, you cannot bring the perfection in you.
Absolutely. Absolutely, sir.
So that was for the students. And another thing, that the guidelines will be given by through method, maybe that multidisciplinary program. The government of India has come up with national educational policy, right?
Right.
And number of other things, right?
Right.
They can go for the startups. Why to go and start serving? Ma'am is a good entrepreneur. I really feel that yes, people should go for the startups.
Right.
financial institutions, governments are ready to help and support.
Mm-hmm.
But for that also, you've got to know what are the requirements externally.
Right, sir.
What are the new emerging trend of the market and trend of the technology?
Mm-hmm.
Take the help and support of the expert people in this.
Yes.
You can win and qualify. And probably India needs this type of people, this type of experts in time to come for the best sustainability.
Right, sir. Right. Thank you, sir. Sir, talking to you was really great and highly inspirational. Personally, I and the entire team of World Growth Forums wish you the best in life. It was really nice knowing you more closely and listening to your thoughts and experiences. You have really worked on nation building in the truest sense. Your contribution towards the United States economy and in the education sector of the United States and India are outstanding. Thank you very much for talking to World Growth Forums. Have a nice time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I heartily thank you, your team, and everybody who invited me for this particular talk. And in time to come, my full support to WGF and your team.
Thanks a lot, sir. Have a great time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Bye.